Things are good. How are you doing?
Hey, doing all right.
So it's my understanding that Codeman's sitting in on this. Is he with you, or like, what's the deal on
He
that?
said he couldn't make it, so
Ah, okay. So with that in mind, you said that we were going to take a look at some players from the other team, or what's the deal?
yeah, I think so. So yeah, because I forgot I've had some decent sessions with Clay and with Airy,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't beat Airy, but I had some close games, and I want to see if there's just some stuff in there if I have a more solid Luigi game plan.
Okay. Yeah, Luigi. Like
Um,
one of a common thing with my learners is beating up Luigi's. So you'll fit in right. You'll fit in. You'll fit right in. Um, do you have the games handy? Or like the SLPs? Like what format are we looking at?
I have the replays, and I could also share screen if you wanted, whichever is easier.
Send me the replays so I can drive.
Okay, perfect.
Unless you
Um,
already have situations you have picked out that you want us to look at. If you already know what we're looking at, then you can go right ahead.
okay, I don't, and I'm just gonna grab like a random three. So these are three area replays.
Okay. They just came. They're coming through. And then who's the other one? You said Oh, R Star, right? The Peach.
Or Clay the
Clutch.
Beach.
Okay. Oh, those are different people.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. So I'm just gonna label these.
And I guess the other thing too is honestly, I probably feel fairly confident against both of those players. It's the Sheiks and Gunner that I'm also a little hesitant about.
The Sheik Ditto.
Yeah.
What has you hesitant about it?
Just with like chain grabs on, I'm still learning that, so it's powerful, but it's powerful both ways.
Yeah. So let me ask you. What percent can you not can Sheik, but what percent can you start the chain grab at?
Consistently, I don't really have a percent. Um,
While these are downloading,
Probably 20-ish.
don't
Okay.
guess. While we're doing this, open Uncle Punch, share your
Okay.
screen, and then we'll in combo training. We'll try different intervals. We'll start at 30.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll apply science to this. Okay, okay. Let me just pop this out so I can see while I'm doing this. And yeah, just whenever you're ready. Mm-hmm. Perfect. FD. Yep. Let's set her to 30. Do you know how to do that?
I don't.
Okay. So
Wait, no, that's down here, right?
not here, but it's like let's not have her do perfect mash. Let's just have her do like a pretty good mash. So they're at the bottom, or not random. Let's do no mash out. We'll just do no mash out because this is practice. And
Okay.
then for SDI frequency, we'll turn off. No SDI, perfect. So we need to random DI is fine. Let's toggle the percent. It should be L, and then up on then use the D-pad to control the percents.
Okay.
So we'll start at
Cool.
30, and we're good. Whenever you're ready. Mm-hmm. Okay. And how do you kill now? Good. Again. Show me you can do it one more time. Okay. So now let's try a lower percent. Let's try to lower it to 20. So to add 1%, yeah, there you go. Okay. So I would
Sorry.
say, huh?
I jumped ahead there. Sorry.
No worries. I was just gonna say that, like, so it looks like you know them, because like if you can do it for 2 grabs at like 20, then you can definitely do it. The biggest thing I see with you is, do you know how to jump cancel grab?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you go later into the chain grab, not at like these low percents, but like maybe around like say like 60 up, I find that you can like sometimes a lot of you'll notice the combo meter isn't staying up. It's not building after a certain point because there's actually a frame or so for the opponent to get out with some of your later grabs. Your jump cancel grab is actually kind of handy here because it hits higher up.
Okay.
So you don't have to let them fall quite as long. So why don't we try that? Why don't we just try like doing the full chain grab, and then at like say like 60 we'll just give a whirl with like jump cancel grab. Like we got three that were considered building. So like we're getting like the links between them are a little tighter. So that would be one small thing. And like yeah, you don't think like if you're not comfortable doing it in the moment, then you know you better than me. But that would be one thing I'd consider. From what I can see here, that looks like you generally know your stuff for the chain grab. Try 10. Let's lower it on one more notch. Okay, so we missed on DIY. Got that one. That's good. Nice. One last challenge. So we're going to set the DI to combo DI. Because this should make her go further, like away from us, basically. And I want to see if you can hit this one, because this is like the most difficult one for execution. It's like you're slightly off, but like probably not in a way that matters. See what I mean? Like it's not a lot of times it's not registering as a true combo, but you're still getting the grab before she touches the ground. So that I don't think she has anything in that height that like matters in terms of like denying the grab. So and you look fine. Like these are they perfect? No, but will they work? Yeah. Yeah, like what are you worried about? Like you said you don't know the chain grab, but it looks like you do. So what's up? What's going on?
I don't know. There's that little bit of like imposter syndrome of like, oh, in the ditto, like I'm just gonna get exposed as not as good of a Sheik as the other person.
Well, it wouldn't be that you're not as good of a Sheik, it's that you wouldn't be as good at the ditto in this one game, in this cruise format, where you're probably not even playing a full set, or even going in with equal stocks a lot of the time. I feel like those are slightly different things.
Yeah.
But it's hard to remember that when you have a team relying on you, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, everything's downloaded and organized. Let's get cracking. So, do you want to start with Airy, or do you want to start with Clay?
Let's start with Airy.
Sounds good. That is who I have queued up. Let me just full screen this, and I will share my screen. So let me know if you can see everything, or see like something. Can you see a dark void?
I can see a dark void. Oh, and I see your toolbar at the bottom.
Wonderful. So Yoshi's story is where we're starting. What stage would you ideally go versus Airy if you had counterpick?
Probably like Pokemon or Dreamland. Or no, not Pokemon. Like Battlefield probably. I want a little bit of space, but I don't want to have a flat surface where they can abuse their wave dashes, and I want platforms that I can kind of interrupt and move around, them controlling the ground.
Okay, cool. So she says, I ban Battlefield. What do we go instead? Because, like, Battlefield being Sheik's favorite stage, I don't think is, like, a terribly, like, unreasonable prediction, right?
Could do... I think Dreamland or Yoshi's is fine. FOD could be good too. The the stereotype of the better player loses on FOD often.
I find FOD is the other way around. I find that like, with how FOD like causes there to be so many more interactions because of like how the platforms break up combos. FOD I feel like almost always rewards the more prepared or the better player.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Like maybe if everyone plays Captain Falcon, sure, perhaps that's true, but I don't think everyone plays Falcon.
Fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think I prefer a stage. Basically, I just want some platforms, so probably not FD.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I'm not too worried about it.
Okay. Let's say you go Dreamland, just because like that has Dreamland or Yoshi's, because those two have the most analogous with Battlefield. Of the like, what is your game plan for fighting Luigi generally?
Back air is good.
Why is
back air
good?
It beats a lot of her stuff. I think in general, like if I'm confused in a mid-tier matchup, I just back air more.
It's not the worst solution I've heard of, so no, that's like fair. Like I did the same thing. But why does back air beat her stuff? Is it like a better disjoint? Is it the angle that it attacks from? Like, is it how fast it comes out? Like, what's good about back air?
So yeah, it's got a good disjoint. Arguably not, but one of the better disjoints in the game. I think it covers a large area. It stays out for a decent amount of time.
This one has like
it just
3
hits in a good
SDs. We're watching
space.
This one has like 2 SDs. We're watching something else.
Okay.
It's also on a stage we wouldn't play, so yeah. So you were saying?
Yeah, no, I think it
stays out
It's
long.
got good spacing. Like you can hit things and get away from them pretty easily too if you fade back with it. You can hold space, take space, mainly hold space though.
And it beats all her stuff, right?
It does good damage, yeah, and it can launch.
So with that in mind, walk me through, like, so when you say back air hits mainly above us, right?
Yes.
So if we're not sure what to do and we want to hit back air, putting them in a spot where we can back air them, probably a good plan, right?
Yep.
Can you walk me through the decision on the fair here then? Because I feel like this does not put them in a position where we can back air them. This like puts them to our side, where like Luigi's quite powerful.
Do you mind going back a couple?
Yeah, not at all. So you get this. So my question is why are we going for fair there?
I think it came out quick, so it could beat the Nair. In that position, I mean, I could maybe go for an Nair of my own and just do a little bit more damage. But there, I think is mainly getting more damage, kind of resetting neutral with a bit of an advantage because it puts them on the side platform and I have center. It was too low percent for it to be.
I was gonna say, like, is that much of an advantage though? I feel like with shield dropping plus Luigi's like slidiness, like he's not really that impeded by being on the platform, you know? Like she could have easily just like not wave dashed forward. She could have dropped through the platform. Then she has like the platform protecting her, right? So is this really that bad of a spot?
It's not.
What if we get up
Could I have up aired from that angle? I probably could have, just not easily, because they were a little further out in front of me.
Yeah, you would have to like probably dash short hop up air, something like that.
Okay, but yeah, that's doable. Yeah.
Do you know how to do that? Like, like have you practiced that? I guess is the better question.
A bit. I like playing against floaties a lot, so I practice it against like Puff and Peach.
Okay, so yeah, you can do the high percent ones, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Even if you didn't do that, I would even still say that Nair is probably better here, like shuffling Nair, because she's got a little bit of damage on her, so she's not gonna like instantly counter hit you, and because of like the slightly more, like higher knockback, right? She's gonna get popped. Like it doesn't. Nair's knockback is more of the Sakurai angle, not like down and out like Sheik Fair. So it'll pop her up more and allow you to like punish her, like and keep her in a worse spot. Because to me, like if we hit this Nair here, she finishes here. She has to travel a little bit before landing, whereas you just like land here. And if she tries to like attack into this space from this kind of angle, like that's terrible. That's so bad for Luigi. Because like you're Sheik on the ground, you've just hit him. He's coming down on you. Like you can just get out of the way. You can block. Like you can probably anti-air down smash. You've got like a million things that beat him here. I don't think the fair was all that bad. All things like I'll be real with you. I don't think the fair was a bad play. I think that like there's a lot of ways that we could have also pressed advantage on that fair a lot more effectively after we put her on the side platform. Like one of the things that I'm wondering is why did we fair again? Because like the thing I'm trying to like impress upon you is like after we hit this fair and he's starting to slide off this platform, I'm thinking like we dash attack him, or we don't even necessarily fair him like as he's coming forward. We just F tilt him. You know? Okay. We just like put him in the air, because like the second he's in the air, like we can just shark this character with back air, and there's nothing he can do about it. Like, well, there are things he can do about it, but they all involve him trying to like outplay us by like evading it, out positioning it, moving away from it, double jumping around it. But there's no like direct way that he has through it that's any good. So this is what I'm like. This is like, so we've identified that back air is really good when you have it set up, but we're not like making any steps to like actually creating that position, and that's the part that I'm a little like, you know, what gives.
Right, so I want to be looking for more launchers to set up those back air situations.
Yeah, and like
almost like a marathon with the up throw, right? Like I want to get them up in the air so that I can shark them.
Kind of, but ours are more boxing tools. Like look at this character. Right. Like he just like slid. He just committed to like 10 frames of nothing just to have an audience with us. Stick your foot in his face. Make him go into the air. Knock him over. Remember, he can't Amsa tech when he wave dashes because he's burned his like tech window. Like if he tries to wave dash down smash us, he's restricted his tech window. So what he does, what happens when we hit him is very predictable. If he's still in the wave dash, if he can tech, he will. If it's slightly after, then he won't because he can't. So we can use that information to our advantage to great effect. Heck, even down smashing when he's like coming in, if we're close to him or if he's in the corner, like that can be quite strong. Like we want to, like the wave dash characters are very powerful, but they're very clumsy because they don't have the precision of dash or air mobility to really maneuver around and solve problems for them. So everything they do is very preemptive. They have to because they're not actionable for like 13 frames plus whenever they do them. So, see what I mean? Like, it's really hard for her to for Aerie to position in a spot where she wants to be, like, exactly. She has to kind of approximate. We can take advantage of that. On that note, I'm going to assume that this is a missed input. Like, do you think you meant to jab?
I think I did. I think I wanted to get something out because I missed because I was running out of options to hit the landing.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I get it.
I probably should have like F-tilted there instead of jabbing. But I mean, jab into aerial at high percent is not the worst thing either.
Why F-tilt? I feel like F-tilt is...
Or down tilt, maybe?
I feel like we're missing a really... I feel like... No, walk me through your reasoning. Why the tilts?
I was just thinking to launch into an aerial. I probably could have up smashed.
If the purpose is to launch into an aerial, isn't grab much better at that?
That's a good point. Would I needed to have jab reset to get them up though, or can I grab them in that position?
No, like so.
Oh, I guess they're getting up already. Yeah.
Yeah, she just missed grab in front of you, and then you like jabbed her. So I'm saying grab her instead of jabbing her.
Right.
Okay, so this is Luigi bullshit. When he does this missile through you, he is actually too low to be grabbed and when he initially lands, if he's in front of you. You just have to wait till he starts standing up.
Okay.
It's a tiny thing, but it can definitely... No! No! You were doing so well. I don't actually like needles as much as like everyone else in this one, and I'll tell you why. I feel like they're kind of a cue to him to like come forward. And I don't really think that they like I like needles, but I don't love them. I'll put it that way. Like the ones you did there to control the platform I think are quite good. On On the ground, what do you think about them? Like, when you're would you... As a move, what do you think their purpose is in this one?
On the ground or just in general?
Just in general.
Probably locking down their movement. You could also try to like needle trap a little bit, though I don't know how many moves, but maybe like down smash, slow down the down smash a little bit.
Like the Jamie thing,
get
right?
percent. Yeah.
Okay. So okay,
but also in that similar vein, like charging needles to get them to approach. If if I want them to approach me.
So I want to like point something. So I would agree with all that, and we'll come back to it. But there's something I want to point out here about this interaction. So like, look at how awkward it is for her to engage you after you land in your here and here, right? So like, imagine you don't shield here because there's no reason to shield here. But let's say you're standing here and she's over here, and you're fighting. How does she enter your space safely?
Probably like wave dash into a move.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not particularly safe, but it's one of her best options.
Right. So this is, I think, the problem with Luigi and all the wave dash characters, just like all the long wave dash characters that are not Marth, just straight up. They don't have a solution for this kind of footing. This is why attacking them is so good, because the only way they have through this this stretch of land, this like no man's land that's between you and her, is to like commit to something that puts them into inaction. That's terrible. This is also why I don't really like platform camping them all that much, because to me, why? Like, what's the what? We're just allowing them to like kind of create positions where they don't actually have. They're not like, the biggest problem with their character is that they can't move these kind of like middle distances effectively on the ground. But when we make everything about platforms, we're just allowing them to get under Sheik. Do you see what I mean?
I do, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I bet, like, you're doing really well in this match. The platforms are still valuable to some degree, and I'll tell you why. What the platforms do for you, because, like, this is important. This is 13F, or actually, no, it's 10F when they're moving. So 10F, lag. So, like, you can think of her having an extra 10 frames of startup on everything she does. Or, like, you have a 10-frame head start when she starts moving. If you are... So I'm trying to think of how to, like, phrase this. The purpose of the platforms is that they give you an avenue that forces her to, like, make two decisions, not one, in order to reach you. But that's not achieved specifically just through the platforms. You don't necessarily need the platforms to do that. What you could... This is because if you jump... If you put yourself into a diagonal position relative to her, she has to do two things now, doesn't she? Right? So if you, like, short-hopped here, it's not enough for her to just wave dash by, because her attacks don't actually reach you when you're at the peak of your short hop. She has to then jump. So this is why the platforms are good. The platforms create a spot where you can make her do two things in order for her to hit you. But that is not the only way to create that condition. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So when people... Right. So then when people are magnetized to the platforms because they're just like, platform camping beats Luigi, even though it doesn't. That's just what the texts say. Then they... A lot of... Like, what happens? Luigi gets under us. And then all of a sudden, he's a real character. He gets into the diagonal, like, slightly below us positions and can aim for the corner of our shield with his powerful aerials. Like, that's a disaster. I bet it's... Have you ever had the experience of running to a platform and Luigi is just suddenly on your ass because he just did a full wave dash forward, and it's like, why is this a good strategy? I don't understand. Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Probably in this game.
Yeah, and like when we're running away from him, you can also see why this is why, if we're not going to protect our space in the position we're in, like here, this is why running away from him is kind of a bit of a no-no, right?
Yep.
Because what is it, like, the thing that his character does is overshoot because of his, like, because he goes half the screen when he moves. But, like, that speed isn't always, like, a good thing for him. It also works against him if he doesn't, because of the inaction period. So I think the most useful thing you can do if you want to do well in this crew battle today against Aerie is just be good at planting your feet here and defending this spot when she's here. This is where all the magic happens. And you can head up here. This is okay. Like, going up into, like, the diagonal is A-okay. But it shouldn't be, like, obvious that we're doing that, because, again, just because we're requiring her to make 2 reads to get us, does not mean that if she sees it enough, she won't get it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
Yeah. Because Aries very good. So, you know, this is what it is. So this is for you. Let's continue this match. I would say there's a second spacing versus Luigi on the ground. I find that's where needles are good. The second spacing on the ground, you probably will not be able to do it very effectively on Fountain of Dreams. Which is part of why I don't like the grounded needles, because I find the one spacing where they're like actually insane at doesn't really come up except on like 2-ish levels. It's well, 3, I guess. Yeah, 3. It's when you're at the edge of his wave dash forward zone.
Okay.
Because then if he full wave dashes forward and doesn't reach you with his wave dash, and actually, it's just barely reaching you with his wave dash, needles can actually be a really good way to, like, bait him in that position, or stuff his wave dash as he comes forward across long distances, because he's incentivized to do that, right? Right. If he starts breaking up his movement, you can also mix up storing, and if he comes forward and you don't have the needles charged, you then have or if you do and don't want to use them, you have mix-ups around, like, how you can, you know, like, jump back, you can cancel into shield, you can dash back even at that point because you're so far away. Like, he'll miss you because we've taken his overshoot option off the table because it's all based on his wave dash, right? In that regard, that can be very helpful. I want to take a look at this last stock though, and see what happens here because I know you kill her, but like, what happens next? So what was there? How do we get hit for that? So we were running away. Okay, no, we just missed an L cancel. Never mind. Spot dodge! Spot dodge is quite good here, too. Because it deals with her grab and her down smash. So that's another kind of, like, generally useful thing to know.
Got it.
Yeah. So this is, like, the diagonal thing. But she's invincible.
Right.
So that's... And then got under the needle. And then got under everything because of it. So what's the recovery plan here? I see. Is this where you always go versus Luigi?
Not always. I think I was just mixing it up a little bit. I do try to like to get to the lip and make it kind of ambiguous if I'm gonna go for ledge or go on stage or try to get knocked back to ledge from them getting up.
I'm gonna make a suggestion because I think there's a really so I see another spot we could take, and especially at this percent, I definitely want to take it. What do you think would happen if we went for the platform?
The side plat?
Yeah. Like we fast fall, fall here to make it look like we're going here, and then we like up be over here.
Yeah, I think she'd probably try to come up and get us there. And
how does she? What does she hit us with? Where are we going?
If she can get it, a down air, but probably like a back air or an up air.
She probably hits the down air. Down air is pretty easy to get there.
Okay.
But the problem I see is Luigi has low air mobility, right? He's not really quick, unless he really commits to a wave dash, but he doesn't have time for that because this is an edge guard. He probably is hitting us across the stage.
Got it.
Instead of hitting us like this way, he's hitting us this way. So that's like that's like very survivable. Because yeah, like he's powerful, but like one thing I would say is that like these platforms need to be a consideration in terms of like where we go for our recovery, because they're very, very valuable because he doesn't have his dragon punch up there.
Right.
So we've taken his like, unless she does like the gnarliest read of all time, like this needs to be like this recovery. Recover. You also have mix-ups with this too. Like remember, she's really slow and clumsy, so you could like aim for here. So then like, am I landing here or am I gonna fall here? And
Got
she's
it.
also
Okay.
she's also very buoyant, so she can't the distinction matters. Like she can't really she's not maybe not on Fountain of Dreams, but on like battlefields where like the platforms are way higher and she has to actually like hop up to get them. That kind of distinction can matter a lot. A lot of times you can aim at the platform himself, almost like you want to go into the platform, and that can be a pretty effective mix-up for the same reason.
Got it. That makes sense. No, there's definitely a lot of mix-ups you can do with the platforms there too. Like you can go up B as high up as you can and just fast fall through, or get high enough that you don't have the typical landing lag.
Mm-hmm.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so I'm looking at these, and I see that you are kind of... It looks like you're giving R-Star the hands, kind of, at least in the game... Or, sorry, no, you're giving the... Who was the Peach? Clay. It looks like you're giving Clay the hands in, like, the first game I saw. Let's look at this Battlefield game, because I think that Battlefield is a level you'd play versus Clay, right?
Yeah, or Dreamland.
Battlefield Dreamland. Makes sense, makes sense.
I mean, and Clay and I have a little bit of history too, so
Can you speak to that?
I think, yeah. So we used to be in the same region, so we used to play a lot, and they know that I will camp the top platform if I want to, and for a while. So I think, especially in the crew battle that we played, they spent a lot of time on that upper platform. I think expecting me to kind of go up that direction, so I didn't. But yeah, I think Clay has historically beaten me, but I think recently I've had a little bit of an edge. But it's still pretty close. They're also just generally like considered a better player than me, so it's nice to have somebody I can punch up against a bit. But that's usually the case with floaties.
Yeah, she can this is one of our jobs. The meta this is one of the jobs of the ninja. It's one we've had since time immemorial, but we're always gonna have it because we have like such a stable kill clock. We can't we're so good at not letting floaties get extra credit, and that's one of their main superpowers. So talk to me about what the game plan is here. Like, what are you trying to what openings are you looking for? Like, what are you? Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about this because I don't necessarily have percent-based game plans like I do in other matchups. Like I'm not sure about when stuff knocks down or why. I think a lot of what I do in this matchup is try to build percent, try to get them off stage, or try to launch them into an aerial. There's a lot of spacing involved, so I try to get grabs, position myself so that I'm close enough that I can dash in and grab when they go to pull a turnip. I try to not jump into down smashes, either on platform or otherwise.
Is down smash really that big a deal for Sheik? Not the ones on platforms; those do 8,000 damage, so fair. But broadly speaking, is down smash really that big a deal for Sheik? I feel like we are usually pretty good at fighting against down smash.
Yeah, I have a bad habit of holding down during down smashes, even when I don't hold down in most situations. So, but yeah.
What direction are you holding in shield?
Ideally, I should be holding away.
No.
So I can kind of shield the eye away.
But what are you holding? You're holding towards her, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this is an easy fix. Do not hold a direction on your shield.
Okay.
Yeah, because so I'll tell you why this is happening. So you see how it's hitting here?
Mm-hmm.
So let me teach you something about shields. So shields have reverse hits. Shield, if we draw a line down the middle of this shield, you will get where blue, yeah, you are blue. You will get where, so you know how you sometimes get sucked into it and sometimes don't? It's because if you are hit on this side of the shield, where do you think the shield knockback pushes you?
In?
Pushes you apart from each other, right?
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all good.
Yep.
I wasn't very clear on the language, but yeah, you get it. So it's going to push you this way, basically.
Yep.
Because it's trying to push the two of you apart. If it's on this side, it does the opposite. So when you angle your shield into her, we are creating the cyclone. We are creating a vacuum.
Got it.
So we just have to let go of the stick. Stick should be like this during this. Just completely unbothered. Unfazed by the Peach trying to kill us. Because, like, this has happened twice, so I figured it was, like, something you were doing. So, why are you holding your shield towards him? Is it just, like, didn't know, think it's good? Like, walk me through this one.
I think it's a bad habit of... But it's a bit of a habit from when I, like, land on platform with shield to shield drop.
That makes sense.
It's kind of like holding it a direction to then roll it down.
Yeah, okay, got it. That makes sense.
Obviously, I'm not on a platform here, but...
Yeah, but you're also, like, in a panic situation, and, like, that one, you can see here, so this is another thing about, Sheik. So, like, we get, oh, wow, replay. It's probably, okay, let me just close this and relaunch it, because the replay went wacky.
Okay.
It just started, like, people started warping around on the screen, so I think that the item must have, like, yeah, I don't think that Slippy always handles certain things very well with replays, but that's okay. Let's get to here. So it's around here, we get hit. Yeah, okay, cool. So you get hit here. So one thing I'd ask you, is getting hit by a single hit of down smash really that big a deal here?
No.
Yeah, so why are we angling the shield at her, right? Like, I feel like a lot of times that shield, like, I almost want to, like, get hit by her and not really worry about defense. And the thing about that holding shield towards her is that because it's moving the shield bubble closer to her, it's more likely to break if you, like, it's more likely to get broken by her. No, if something, like, it's more likely to just get broken by her because we're, like, keeping it towards her. You see what I mean? Because in order, like, in order for her to shield poke, she has to hit our hurt box, but not her shield. What this is doing is it's putting the shield closer, like, more to her, so it's more likely that this gets hit instead of us. And right now, we actually want to get hit so we can get out of here. I would say holding up is really good there. Because then you'll also get launched by the down smash higher, like, to a higher position. So you might be able to, like, then recover to top, like, double jump to top platform or something out of stun, like, when stun is gone. I don't know exactly where it would send you, but yeah. Wow, like, greed! Be greedier! No, walk me through this nair, though. Like, why are we nairing here?
I like Nair versus Peach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you like Nair versus Peach? Like,
I started doing it and having success with it. It does, like, good damage too, and part of what I'm looking to do is build damage.
It does one more.
But obviously,
it does one more damage than fair. That is true.
But yeah, I mean, it doesn't always follow up to a combo very well. But I don't know. I like it. It's a bit of a mix-up too, because I feel like they're expecting more of, like, a fair there.
How do you DI fair and how do you DI nair? They're both, like, sideways hitting moves, right? So isn't it just like... Yeah, right? See, I'm thinking... See, when I saw that trajectory, I was thinking, why don't we just, like, pop... Like, he just popped up above, like, a battle... Like, below a battlefield platform. I'm thinking if we have time to nair him onto that platform, we have time to up air him onto that platform.
Okay.
Like, see where he comes out? Like, if we up air here and land here, and he gets popped up, we're on the platform, she's up here, we probably get another aerial, right?
Yeah.
Or we get to shark her with back air. That works on her too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the biggest thing I see with you is we have a need to be greedier. Like, it's literally just do more things in your hit sequences. Like, find that extra hit. That extra, like, the extra aerial tilt or aerial and tilt that you get as part of your punish, it adds up real fast against these characters, because their whole thing is trying to, like, pace out your stock. So they're trying to, like, figure out how much damage does this guy do, what can I get away with, and if you suddenly add, like, 2-3 moves to each of your sequences, or, like, 2 moves to each of your sequences on average, then, like, yeah, their clock is completely ruined. And you're so much deadlier. Which helps versus the players that are familiar with us, but it also just makes you more efficient overall versus everyone else too, which is, yeah, win-win. I know you said you don't really have much, like, you don't have much percent knowledge against her. And I know that it's kind of too late to, like, learn that, like, you know, 10 minutes, like, or an hour before the crew battle, but let me ask you. If I asked you to, like, go into Uncle Punch combo training and put a Peach to, like, oh, say 30% on FD, and told you to do a 3-hit... told you instead of doing a 2-hit combo, do a 4-hit combo if you can. Do you think... How often do you think you'd be able to do that?
Any percent?
Starting at 30. You're working with a down throw. You're working with a down throw, right? So like that's a pretty good starter. Do you want to try?
I mean, I could. Sure. Yeah, I think I'd probably like down throw, fair, maybe to a grab. Always like jab, grab, down throw, F tilt maybe depending on percent.
Yeah, let's try it. Boot up Uncle Punch. Show me. Let's figure this out. Oh, what am I doing? Wait, stop watching. You're streaming, right?
I should be.
Okay. I see Discord.
Okay. Oh, I might be doing screen instead of. Yeah.
I'm in the vortex. It's okay. Wonderful. So let's set her to 30, smash the eye off, and then let's give it a whirl. Yeah, FD's fine. And then we'll just unpause here, and then put her to 30, and I want you to do a 4-hit combo off of down throw.
Okay.
Okay, so up here. I like the idea with up air. Okay. Suggestion. Well, actually, do you want a suggestion?
Maybe give me like a few more seconds to try some stuff.
Yeah, go for it. I think she might be slightly too high. I'd put her down to 25. Yep. That was good. I like that. Even off 3 hits, you can see like the value the extra hit provides, right? Because a lot of times she like we're able to follow her more effectively because we can like jump forward with her. I have one small tip. Whenever you're ready for it.
Yeah.
I think that I saw you miss the combo on down throw, up tilt, up air, and I feel like we gave up on tilts very, very quickly. I think that when she DIs away from us, forward tilt is a reasonable thing to mix up, especially if we're moving her towards the corner. Because if she holds in, we get the full combo, and if she holds away, we've lost a little bit of damage, but we've also kept her more in the air. So like we're able to pressure her and like potentially like catch her out of her float with like an approaching fair. We can box her out with backers and tilts. Like we still have a lot of things going on even in that situation. So it's not like we've lost the full combo, not quite yet. So I think that we gave up on tilts a little early. Let's try using tilts as like a setup for that up air into whatever up air fair. Might have to walk a bit for the one where she goes away, or if she like. Yep. So she's like above you. We up tilt. She might not be comboed by that. That's okay. Yeah. Okay, so act at a weight 7. See, that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have to do the aerial while rising. So, like, yeah, down throw, up tilt, up air, fair. If you want, you can, like, control the DI a little bit better. Like, let's maybe put her onto survival DI. So that she holds in.
And so we're doing
down
throw, up tilt.
What the hell? Try... Oh my god, is it like the thing where it's like... Okay, let's try slight DI random. Slight DI towards. Slight DI towards is probably fine. Yeah, whatever. This is fine, yeah. This will work. Yeah. There you go.
And I'm sorry, so after up tilt, it's up air?
Yep. Or do like down, like the up tilt up air looks like it's slightly temperamental. I would maybe F tilt on the first one. The idea is the more like it's not really that this combo works. It's more to like get you used to like trying to like find extensions and like follow like the hit. You know what I mean? Because like right now we're not like even going for like we're not even like trying to like punish this guy's DI. So like let's after the F tilt let's do up air fair. Yeah. Down throw F tilt, up air fair. Yeah, the F tilt up air looks like a lot more secure if it like hits. It's just when she goes above us it's like a little awkward, so we might have to like be prepared to react for that, but yeah. Are you waiting till you're like approaching her in the air to do the aerial?
I might be.
Yeah, no, you just do it immediately, like as you're going up. Ah, but now we're accidentally double jumping. So this is an execution thing. From what I can see. Like there's a lot of like what would you grade your character control on jumps, would you say? Or what are the things with jumps that you have trouble with?
I think a lot of times short hopping versus full hopping. I tend to mess up my wave dashes and jump a decent amount.
Gotcha.
Accidentally double jump when I'm like trying to hit another button and miss.
Gotcha.
Maybe sometimes too, like with those up smashes, like I'm trying to jump with the tap jump and up air. Stick, which sometimes comes out of some.
Okay. Do me a favor. Try doing it with the A button. So like jump button plus it, jump button A button.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
There we go. I swear, like 90% of the problems people have in this game are just like they are doing an input that is not very good or like inefficient. Doesn't that feel easier?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's try that like up tilt up air thing now. I have confidence. Or F tilt up air. I would also say just rising aerials in general are easier with the A button.
Gotcha.
Oh my god, that's probably why, like, it's probably why it's so hard for you to, like, short hop on some of these, I bet. Because if you're trying to use the C stick and do, oh my god, yeah, that would be really difficult. Yeah, I would say that, like, yeah, because, like, yeah, you can just, Oh my god. Okay, yeah. Double up air is like what... Double up air is kind of the classic one here on this kind of DI. But I think the bigger thing here is just like, this is... I would just practice trying to move with this for rising aerials, because I think this will help you more than anything we've covered here specifically.
Okay.
Because this looks like a much more... Like, you look much more controlled with this. Do you feel more controlled?
I do, yeah.
Okay. What other... Like, how do you do other things? Like, other things you have trouble with. What's something else you have trouble with sometimes, and how do you do the input?
Merit a shield, I do... I flick the C-stick and do hit A.
Try just doing jump button plus A.
I tend to always get full hop with it.
Okay.
Which is odd, because I can, like, short hop out of the shield pretty consistently, but...
What button do you use for short hop?
The upper one.
Y.
Y?
Okay.
Yeah.
Try doing YZ. Okay, yeah, never mind. Yep, if you have to use the C-stick method is something that a lot of people use. I'm just, yeah, this looks good.
Yeah, problem is sometimes I'll like hit B, but if I practice it a little bit, I'm usually somewhat consistent with it. My L cancels in general are pretty bad. I did try grinding them a bit, but I mean I don't do enough L cancelable aerials. I think that it makes a huge difference in terms of prioritizing other stuff.
Well, yeah,
that may slowly not be the case.
Yeah, so I would say that, like, for L cancels, it's almost always the fast fall that's the problem. See, like, when you miss them here, it's like almost... If we turn L cancel on, actually, you'll probably see it is almost always like, that's always what it is. Let's actually try it. Let's actually, like, yeah, because we won't have the OSD on. Let's go to L cancel training and just move around with it and see what happens. Sure. So you like late fast fall. Try L canceling during hit lag when you're coming down. Like get the fast fall out either before or after, but like we L canceled when we hit the barrel. How does this feel?
A lot better.
And if you think you're too slow, you can always compensate by just like fast falling after you hit it.
Gotcha.
See what I mean? How do you do your fast falls? Like, are you waiting till you're at the peak of your jump?
I'm honestly not really sure. I just try to hit down.
Because you're missing, like, I would say, go sooner on your fast fall. Like, the second you're at the top of your jump, like, flick down. Try to get some fast fall ones, because, like, I think you'll be surprised with, like, how fast the Sheik goes. So, show a fast fall aerial.
Oh, it only shows the fast fall if you do an attack.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like 4. So you can just like go way faster, like, than what you're currently doing. You see what I mean? You know what? Let's turn some OSDs on, because I feel like this is like huge. So like, let's get out of here. Let's go into the OSD menu. So L. We're gonna turn fast fall timing on, and L cancel timing on. I know it says 2, but ignore. But like, we're gonna turn more on with X and Y.
Where is fast face?
Yeah. Then Y should add another one. Yeah, there you go. So you're good.
Okay.
So then we can get out of here. And then let's go to attack on shield. And Peach is fine. And then we just turn her option to not grab. So like, turn it to none. Yep, now we can just like kind of go whack. Now we can just kind of move around and do stuff. And it tells you everything. So with this, try to like short hop, just short hop fast fall, and get like without the aerial, and show me you can get like frame 1 on it. Like find frame 1 on the short hop fast fall. It's sooner, right? It's sooner than you think. Get... Okay, perfect. So get 2 more. 1. 2. No, those are a bunch of 2s. We need 1 more 1. Good enough. Perfect. Yeah, okay, I saw it.
Interesting.
Yes?
Because I feel like I'm hitting the stick actually a little later with those.
Are you double tapping by chance?
Double tapping...
Down.
No, not on the stick, no.
Okay.
I'm just like pressing down and holding it.
Then you're buffering it. Fast falls are one of the things you can buffer in this game because they're a stick input. So there is a...
Oh, so getting to the bottom of the stick faster means it'll...
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you can like play around with it. Like you like don't worry about about explaining it to me. Just like get a sense of like how it feels on you because like this is important. This is like a ton of efficiency that we're adding. And because we're getting like our fast fall started like sooner, we can probably actually let go of it before landing, so we shouldn't have to like worry about Peach like down smash as much. Right? Because we're starting it relatively higher in our jump because of like when we're like where Sheik is when this input takes place. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like the goal is like I think it would be, given that like you're kind of within like the 6 to 10 range in terms of like the timing from what I saw earlier, I think it would be very ambitious for us to assume that we can just get you to like frame perfect like from here in like this in these like 3 minutes we have remaining. But like you can see like you're so much faster.
Yeah.
Now do some aerials and L cancel them. So when it says, like, let's pay attention to, like, I'll watch the L cancel frames, just do stuff. Okay, so that one is, like, a slightly too... Do back airs, because I want to see, like, the L cancel. So the L cancel is happening a little bit too early on these. And I think that what this means is we're back airing too early. Try to back air when you're, like, on your way down. Like, yeah, there we go. So how do these feel?
Good.
Almost like you could fight a Peach in close quarters with them.
It's like a crazy here.
Baby steps, baby steps. But capable of maybe keeping Luigi out.
Yeah.
And like spacing on a shield more aggressively and being able to like pressure her. Because like the biggest thing I noticed, like the biggest thing is that like, yeah, it's just we're waiting like... I think that we miss the fast fall sometimes, so I'd say that even try to, like, on the back airs, try to have the fast fall started if you're coming down with back air. And then
Gotcha.
L cancel during the hit lag frames. Don't be afraid of the speed. See, like, these are so much tighter. They're so, like, the latest one I saw was, like, 9 there. Whereas before, there were, like, 17 and stuff. So, like, you're still a little bit, like, you're doing it a little bit too early sometimes, but, like, the gold standard for L cancel timing is, like, you want it to be around, like, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5 is kind of where you want it in that range, because anything later than that is, like, yeah. Yeah, so, I know that this is a lot of stuff, but do you have any questions about what we went over? I know that a lot of it is just like, you know, be greedy or combo more, which is fairly vague advice, but I think that, like, you understand your character well enough with her hit trajectories and general game states to know what that means, because you understand that back air is, like, very good for sharking when you're not sure if you can continue a combo. You also seem to be pretty good about, like, pretty aware of where characters are weak relative to you. So, like, these are all very good, important skills. Is there anything that isn't clear? from what we went over?
I mean, yeah, I guess maybe not clear, but I think a realization like I think I prioritize not getting hit a lot more than I prioritize getting hits.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's something I got to get used to, like taking the hits and going with that more, and just playing around and trying to figure that out a little bit. Yeah, and I guess like the tough part is like, well, how do I extend combos? How do I extend combos without like just getting punished for it immediately? Because a lot of times I like, well, try to follow something up and I'll get like grabbed or down smashed or, you know.
Do you know how to... we'll go over a minute or two. Let's get out of here. Let's go to the training lab. And I need you to set the CPU to Jigglypuff for this.
Okay.
So, let's go in. We're going to go to FD. Now, let's turn DI display on. So, pause, and then general. Yeah, DI display is right there at the bottom. And then bring Jigglypuff over here. Down Smasher.
Okay. Oh, neat.
So, those are trajectory vectors, aren't they? Right?
Cool.
So now
I didn't know that was a thing.
Fully charge up smash. And you'll notice she just starts moving in a completely different way than we'd expect from the curve that she was sent at. What doesn't she, right? When she's out?
Mm-hmm.
So let's make this even more obvious. Let's pause, and we're gonna turn her air dodging off. So we'll get out of here, it'll be under CPU options. Because this is for like general stuff. Computer stuff isn't CPU. So let's turn her counteraction air off from that. It'll be on the other end. So all the way, yep, none. I want us now to like fully charge down smash on her to hit her off stage. Okay, she almost attacked it. Whatever. Do it again. It'll work. You notice, like, she starts deviating from the curve, like, almost immediately once she's once she's out of stun. Like, forward tilt her, or down tilt. Yeah, like, see what I mean? So her trajectory, like, changes. And there you go. That's how you know she's in stun.
Okay.
When she's following the trajectory of like a curve, like you've thrown a ball, that's when they're in stun. It's when they stop following that path that they are not.
Okay.
Is this making more sense?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So that is how you know.
Okay.
It's not an exact science. There are things that can mess with this. Namely, it's things like slide off, where they take the knockback, but then they like can also have. So slide off is the big one, because slide off at higher percents still applies knockback when you are like knocked off the platform, right? But it's working against the aerial drift of the input that's being held. So they're kind of happening together. So assuming both of them hold together, then it'll still form like a curve of some kind. But they're not actually stunned for any of it. So there are a few fringe exception cases, but generally speaking, they're pretty obvious. Like if we see what's going on, we can kind of tell that it's one of them. In general, this will let you know this will let you know if they're in stun or not, though. With that in mind, and you notice that they kind of like curve over, like there's kind of like a bump at the end of the trajectory, right? So like that's kind of, once they go over like that bump, as they're going over it, that's kind of when you know like stun is probably ending. With that in mind, is there anything else that you're kind of like concerned about with applying this? Because I know this is a lot, but yeah. Anything else you want to ask?
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely not going to be able to apply all of it. I'm just probably going to pick 2 or 3 things to focus on. And then like matchup specific stuff too.
Good way to do it.
Yeah.
I feel like I've overwhelmed you. I apologize if I did.
No, this is all great. No, I don't. I don't think I have any questions currently. Um,
What's going on onto your mind? I can practically hear the gears turning.
oh, I mean that's just baseline. Um, no, I'm just trying to think of something to think of, honestly.
And then if we reach the natural stopping point and you kind of have a plan, then maybe that's all there is to it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Cool. No, I really appreciate it.
All right, later, Skitter. This was a
Yeah.
pleasure for me too. Good luck in cruise, and oh wait, you're going up again. You're on Code. Wait, who are you? Which team are you on? You're on Codeman's, right? Or
Yes.
okay.
Geo's Codeman, yeah.
I really hope you guys win this one. I think it's like I know that like I don't know how this draft happens. I don't know this region well enough to like know like if there was like a blunder or anything like that. But I feel like I see like Geo and Codeman and like everyone. And I'm like, God, why is this crew not like how is this happening? So I really hope
We lost a lot by like a stock or two. Like most of
Mm.
them have been heartbreakers. Like aside from we had Tet run over us a little bit.
Okay.
And I couldn't quite make the reverse Tet.
But like,
yeah,
other than like outliers like that one, they've all been like basically just nail biters, and they happen to have gone the other way.
for the most part, there might have been a couple of times where we got bopped pretty hard. We maybe had a couple people that were drafted high, but we also had some sleeper picks that ended up being very good. So
Yeah, it's like it averages out. Okay, honestly, I actually feel better hearing that because I've been scratching my head trying to figure this out. But it's like, sometimes if it's just like the results do not necessarily reflect the quality of like the players there, which it sounds like it absolutely is. Then yeah, like so be it. It's sometimes you lose the flips.
right.
So I won't keep you, but good luck. And yeah, if you happen to be speaking with Cody beforehand, tell him that I am cheering for his team.
Yeah, will do.
All right. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.